What's cracking, trainers? XehrFelrose here, bringing you Pokémon GO Battle League content. Today's video, we're taking a look at a Pokemon that was buffed not only this season, but also last season in this new update, and is now a very, very strong safe swap option for the Great League, along with many other things now. Shadow Dragonair is back from the past many seasons ago. It was a top-tier safe switch with the oppressive Shadow Dragon Breath damage and the flexibility of the Aqua Tail Body Slam moveset. This trainer here, Drewski, is going to be running it with Dragon Pulse, which was also rebalanced this season to have a little bit less energy. However, you could run it with Body Slam, Wrap, Dragon Pulse, Aqua Tail. Pretty much any of its moves are all good, especially if you want to run it with Wrap for those defense drop shenanigans. I like this Pokemon so much. It was one of my favorite safe swaps back in the day, and I'm really glad to see it back. And Drewski's going to be pairing it up with the Empoleon, and you'll notice this is not a Shadow Empoleon, and I just want to be able to use this to also prove to y'all that Shadow Empoleon and Empoleon regular are just fine. You don't have to have the Shadow if you don't have a good one and you don't want to build it. Use a regular. It's fine. They're both fantastic. And Shadow Big Daddy Golurk with those big muscles, boy, was working out prior to this video. Shadow Golurk here with the offensive powerhouse energy of Ghost and Fighting with that strong Mud Slap. Let's get into the battles. Here's Drewski looking to make waves here in this first battle against Shadow Dragonite. If you're going to see the Dragonite, boy, is that a good place to see it. The opponent trying out that Dragon... Oh, I thought the opponent could see it because of the research, dude. Oh, man. Shielding up a Thunder Punch, that could have done a lot of damage. That's a good call here, but we're going to be going for the Hydro Cannon just in case the opponent tries to make a catch. Drewski's not going to let that happen, but the opponent does shield anyway. Now we can go straight for the Drill Peck. The opponent might be bamboozled at this point because they might not know that they have Drill Peck. Nope, they're putting both shields up, and honestly, I don't blame them. The opponent likely to double up on moves or get close to it here before throwing, and now at this point, if that's the case, it's just, you just let this go. We've done its job. Now the opponent's going to get farmed down. The Dragonair, the Empoleon going down, having done its job. And the opponent now brings in their own Empoleon, but Shadow Golurk is going to quickly swap itself in. And the opponent brings in their third Pokemon in the Shadow Kanto Marowak. The opponent's going to throw the Bone Club and get the first shield, or the last shield here, but Golurk is going to be able to get itself up to this Shadow Punch. You'll go for one more Mud Slap, going for a little bit extra damage to make sure this knocks out, and then just needs to get to the Dynamic Punch. There's so much fast move damage happening on my screen, but Big Daddy Golurk flexing those muscles and going for the Dynamic Punch for the knockout. And that's a good game. Get into the next battle. We got Empoleon against a not-so-great lead. Mud Slap hurts the Empoleon a lot, and so we're going to see the safe switch into the Dragonair. It's going to get to Aqua Tail so quickly, the opponent going to be forced to shield this or take a lot of damage from this Aqua Tail. Now, Drewski's looking to try and make the opponent make a decision here. The opponent shields up. They know they've made a mistake. That Dragon Breath gets to the Aqua Tail in 9 Dragon Breaths now. It is ridiculous. 9 turns. That is one of the fastest move setups in the game. And Dragonair's going to go for the Dragon Pulse, looking to do a lot of damage here. They're going to be able to get to potentially an Aqua Tail. No, the opponent says they're scared of the Aqua Tail, and they're going to... Actually, really good counting here, because they're right about to get to the Aqua Tail. Shadow Punch is thrown here, and now Empoleon comes back in. The opponent really only has the Shadow Punches to rely on. Ice Punch is usually the other move on the Dusclops, and it would not do very much damage. Shadow Punch going to do a pretty decent chunk here into the Empoleon. Drewski knows he can overfarm and almost tries to go for it, but they live on 1 HP. Letting the Shadow Punch go, the Empoleon will be able to hang on, and now switching immediately into the Golurk to be able to prevent the opponent from sniping down the Empoleon with a Mud Slap. And the Golurk is going to go ahead and put up the shield. Now let's see what the opponent has in the back. That is not... No, we don't know yet what's in the back. What's in the back, trainer? Show it to us. Come on. We want to see... Opponent looking to come in with the Charizard, and that is so unfortunate. If there is one thing you don't want to see right now, it's a Charizard. Opponent shields up the Shadow Punch. Wait a minute. Golurk has a chance. This is an Ember Charizard, by the way. That's going to do quite a bit of damage. Golurk is not going to be able to take this fast move pressure at all, but we have the back-to-back Hydro Cannons, it looks like, and we're going to be able to throw one and take out the Charizard. That's going to knock it out clean out of the sky, except wait, the opponent bamboozles us with the Dusclops, but it's okay because we had the back-to-back. We're able to throw right away. The opponent not at the charge move, and that's going to be a good game. Charizard goes down. All right, Empoleon looking for another win here against Guzzlord. This is pretty good. You have to throw the Drill Peck, but Drill Peck was recently buffed, does slightly more damage than it used to, and it's a much more efficient move than it was. The opponent able, though, to be able to get to brutal swings in 3 Dragon Tails with the Dragon Tail rework, and now this spamminess is not going to be appreciated by Drewski, but the opponent's going to drop in the Jirachi. And Napoleon's going to look to fire off a Hydro Cannon before probably swapping into the Golurk. These Mud Slaps are going to chunk this thing, but going for just a little bit more. No, we're going to stay in and unleash this energy into the Jirachi. The opponent now going to be forced to go for the charge move before they get Mud Slapped down as Drewski swaps in to the Golurk to try and assert the fat muscles of this big golem. Oh my goodness, this thing is so handsome. It is farming down the Jirachi, and the opponent's going to come back in with the Guzzlord, but Golurk's going to be able to get to the Dynamic Punch. This is going to do huge damage, knocking out the Golurk. If the opponent doesn't shield, they have to respect it. They do. And now Guzzlord's going to fire back. I think Drewski might know that there's no way he's outpacing. He's going to go ahead and let the Guzzlord take out this Golurk. Brain shut down for a half a minute there, but now the Dragonair is going to come back in. Drewski's trying to get this farm down. Is it worth it? Dragonair looking to get the farm down and use this energy in the back line. The opponent staying in, and they have a Victini. I love this trainer so much. I have been really wanting to bust out my Victini, but I'm so scared of like the entire meta just trashing on it. However, Drewski says, no, I am going to destroy this poor Victini's soul with these Aqua Tails, and the opponent's going to go down despite having an incredibly cool pick and a really interesting team. I like the Guzzlord Victini core. I'm going to take notes, man. All right, next game, we got a Steelix. Does it have Dragon Tail or does it have Thunderfang? I've been seeing both of them. It has the Thunderfang, and that's not very good. But the Dragonair is going to be able to swap in, resisting the Thunderfangs, and very quickly gets to the Aqua Tail to be able to fire off some super effective damage into the Steelix. The opponent only ever to Psychic Fangs here. Probably going to throw it, do some chip damage, and swap out. The opponent going to have to bring in. They have the Dusknoir. You are not happy to see the Dusknoir if you are a Dragonair with a defense debuff, because those Astonishes are tearing this thing apart. But Dragonair does some damage here. Going to be able to... I mean, we're getting farmed down, but Napoleon is going to have to come in here and try to be able to get to a move, and you have to shield this. It could be a Dynamic Punch. We can't take that risk, and the opponent baits with the Shadow Punch, you cheeky little baiter. Oh, no. The Dusknoir has energy. The opponent is going to be able to fire off a move here if they don't shield, which they do not. The Golurk comes in and immediately removes the rest of the team because this trainer was not ready for Big Daddy Golurk to come out and mud slap down this team. Oh, this Ninetales is going to have a bad day. These Weather Balls are going to do a lot of damage, but the opponent only has, I believe, one shield remaining, and that's not good news for them because they're going to have a bet. No, they have two shields. Never mind. I'm you know what? Be nice to me, okay? I try my best. Anyway, what? Going to be able to get the final shield. The opponent, for some reason, I mean, I think you shield that and try and get rid of the Golurk. They could have won the game. Maybe. I don't know. You guys who know this game better than me, let me know. I think that there was a chance for the opponent to win that if they double shielded there. But anyway, into the next game. Very uncomfortable lead here because you have the Dragonair, and we're catching the Parabolic Charge on the Dragonair because Drewski's an absolute Giga Chad. Going to be able to apply a little bit of fast move damage here with these double resisted Dragon Breaths, but they do add up over time. But Aqua Tail is going to be able to hit for neutral damage here, and even with the defense up, this is a Shadow Dragonair. It does damage, but it's not enough. It needs two of those to be able to get the knockout. Drewski looking to make a choice here. Is this the play rough? And if so, do we let it go? They're going for the Parabolic Charge. The opponent knows that they really only need two moves to knock out, but the Aqua Tail is going to do nearly enough to collect a knockout or get this Dedenne low, and you might even be able to snipe it down with a farm. Nope, the opponent's going to go ahead and put up that shield. They really want Switch. Golurk happy to come in and possibly take this move. I think it's worth it. They're blind sending the Parabolic Charge here, and they do. Very nice call by Drewski. The opponent getting fully farmed down by Golurk. That energy and shield advantage is going to go far in this game because Golurk just has so much offensive pressure in this game. The opponent's got the Credillion, and guess what? That is a triple resisted acid fast move on this Golurk. That is not going to help us. It's not going to help the opponent here. Golurk is loving life. Gets the knockout with the Dynamic Punch. And the last opponent's Pokemon is the Shadow Kanto Marowak, which they have hidden in the back, but Empoleon is not happy to see this. Doesn't matter how much health it has. These Mud Slaps are going to do a ton of damage, but Drewski, confident in the abilities of his Empoleon, is going to drop this thing down into the field of play, and the opponent is going to let it go because they know that the opponent is, or they know that they are not going to be able to withstand those two Hydro Cannons. Next game, Ferrothorn. Haven't seen this in a minute. Don't really know if there's a reason for it. This isn't buffed, is it? No. I don't think this one got buffed, but the opponent going to go for the... Oh, wow. That was a CMP call. Very nicely done here. Drill Peck is going to do neutral damage here. Really difficult to want to swap out of this because Golurk, unfortunately, takes super effective from the grass, and Dragonair's moveset is walled here. Now the opponent's going to drop in a Talonflame, and the Dragonair is going to be firing off that super fast Aqua Tail. The Dragon Breath damage missing in this matchup, but before the rework, that extra damage was really nice. It added up very fast, but now Drewski's got a choice to make. He's going to I go ahead and shield? The opponent has the Brave Bird. Now, can the Dragon Breaths get rid of this thing before? No, he's going to be able to get to the move. Unfortunately, no, and he goes on charge attack priority, and a whole Incinerate sneaks through. That is a tragedy, but thankfully the opponent decides it's not worth it. Does not shield. Now the opponent going to go with that Ferrothorn, but Dragon Pulse is reached, and that does a lot more damage than an Aqua Tail. Trainer, are you ready for the big hitting move? Dragon Pulse knocks the... Oh, that was beautiful. It just straight knocks out the Ferrothorn, and all that's left in the back is more Pekko. And buddy, have I got bad news for you. That's a Golurk in the back, and he's waiting to take your number. Get in line, buddy. Oh, they have the Aqua Tail. Never mind. We CMP tied. Aqua Tail's going to get thrown here. That's just going to do a little bit of damage. Opponent's always going to shield that. And in comes Golurk to make the opponent have a very bad day. And that's going to be a good game. Well played. Next game, Empoleon looking up against the Quagsire. This is not awful. I mean, the mud shots are uncomfortable, but thankfully we do resist all the energy if the opponent's running the Aqua Tail Stone Edge moveset, and so we're going to see if the opponent's got the Mud Bomb. Drewski's looking to take that chance. The opponent does have Aqua Tail. It is resisted, and we're going to be able to get to 2 Hydro Cannons here pretty quickly. The opponent drops in there on Empoleon. ABA Water's a strategy, but man, they will have a bad time if grass types ever come back. That Ferrothorn would be a problem, but now they have the Golurk for these Mud Slaps to hit this. They have the Golurk for these Mud Slaps. You see where I'm going with just making stuff up, man. Empoleon's going to get fully farmed down. The Golurk gets those Mud Slaps going, and the opponent's got Altaria in the bag. Oh, no. That's okay. We have a very healthy Golurk, and these Shadow Punches do add up. The opponent not likely to shield these, and that does leave Empoleon or Dragonair open to maybe get a farm down of some kind, but the opponent does decide to shield that one. Golurk maybe has done its job at this point, and we bring in the Empoleon or the Dragonair to be able to get some damage in, maybe get a farm up on the Empoleon. I like this play here. Now the opponent has a choice to make. Are they going to be able to get to a move? I think Drewski says yes, they do, right as Empoleon reaches the move. Unfortunately, that Sky Attack is going to be able to get the shield, and going for the Drill Peck, and unfortunately the opponent also swaps into the Quagsire to make a very nice catch, but shields as well, not wanting to risk it. Drewski's going to fire off the Aqua Tail. The opponent has the Stone Edge, but now, if you can, do just go for the Dragon Pulse. Going to go for the Stone Edge. The opponent not going to be able... No, they're getting the farm down. We have to go for the Aqua Tail. We're just one away. Man, that sucks. Aqua Tail is going to get this Quagsire very low, and you're going to be able to go for the immediate Drill Peck here to get rid of this Quagsire. You do want to just go for the Drill Peck in case they try to swap in the Altaria. Can you get to the move with the... Oh my god, he makes it! Let's go! Yes, okay. Empoleon makes a last-second Drill Peck on just 1 HP and takes the game. Drewski's Empoleon flexing those IVs. Next game, we got, I say flexing those IVs, you can't even see. I don't know what they are. I just assume they're good. Empoleon versus Shadow Empoleon in the lead here. Full Spider-Man moment as they're both looking at each other, going like, what are you doing here? And Drewski's going to let this go. A non-Shadow Empoleon can comfortably tank a Hydro Cannon in the mirror here. The Shadow on Shadow violence is a little bit more difficult, but I believe you could still comfortably tank one here, and then the Metal Sounds afterwards. Now, Drewski's looking to lose CMP. The opponent going to not fall for the catch attempt here. Man, Dragonair's got a choice to make. Is it going to shield up that Drill Peck? That's going to do a lot of damage. The opponent nearly one-shots, and then in comes the Altaria, and Altaria is going to be able to get the farm down, unfortunately, before Dragonair gets to the Dragon Pulse. That would have done so much damage. It would have been wonderful to watch that land. But Empoleon's going to have to come in now, down energy and even shields here. You just have to hope that Golurk can clean up in the back. What's going to be back there? Drill Peck is going to do about half of the remaining health of the Altaria. The opponent not able to get to the move, or off their counts here, not knowing that the Empoleon's at a second move. Drill Peck gets the shield from the opponent's Altaria. Now we're going to be looking for the Golurk to make the full sweep here. Going for the Flamethrower. The opponent makes sure they want to get rid of this thing, and now Golurk comes in, tries to get this farm, and Shadow Punches would knock out from this range, but it depends on how much energy you want. Sky Attack gets the shield. Golurk looking for the Big Daddy farm down. Come on, he can get it from... No! Oh, dude, it was one turn off. That's tragic. Now it's going to come down to what's in the back. Let's see what's coming in here. In comes the Empoleon, gets fully farmed down. What has the opponent got? They have a Dusclops trainer. That's not... Well, actually, hexes are going to add up very quickly on this Golurk. Let's see. The opponent's going to have to go down. They have the 2 Shadow Punches, and Drewski's Golurk lives, but there's no shields left, is there? This means that the opponent has the CMP tie win, and unfortunately, no, they have the Shadow Punch to get the knockout. Oh, no. Just one more fast move would have been it. That was well played, though, man. Good game. Next game, we got Empoleon on the lead versus Clodsire. This is a fantastic lead matchup because the Hydro Cannons hit hard and fast, and honestly, this whole team has a very good matchup into the Clodsire. So we're going to see Drewski look to stay in. The opponent might be baiting here. We'll see. Usually, they just, I mean, I've seen them go for Earthquake. I've also seen them bait with Sludge Bomb, and it just makes me want to pull my hair out, to be honest. And Drewski's going to drop a shield, and it is a full scent Earthquake. That was a fantastic shield. Now they're going to bring in the Corviknight. Now, Drewski knows, hopefully, that paybacks are 15 sand attacks, and that means that he knows how many metal sounds he can throw before the opponent can get to that payback. Going for the second Hydro Cannon, look to fish the shield off the opponent, but you can never really bring anything in here. Golurk is not happy to see this. However, the opponent no shields, and now, well, they have the payback. That's going to do a lot of damage, but now you can come in with something and get a farm down. Dragonair is going to come in, take advantage of the fact that the opponent threw all that energy and get a nice head start of their own. Opponent's going to bring in the Clodsire. They just threw the Earthquake and swapped. Now you're going to be able to get to the back-to-back Aqua Tails nearly just one shy. And if the opponent shields this, they might have a move. They let it go. The opponent has Primeape. They're trying to put 2 shield flex Primeape in the back, but unfortunately, Golurk is very happy to see this once it finally has the chance to come in. The opponent has to throw a close combat. I don't believe the Rage Fist will do it from this range, and I think Drewski knows it. He's going to be going for another Aqua Tail after this Rage Fist lands, and then looks to probably pivot into the Golurk for the final move here to get that Smudge Slap down and take the game. The opponent can shield that up, and then comes the Golurk. Golurk is going to have a great day here. The opponent, even though they're boosted, they will always need 2 moves here. I think this isn't even enough with once boosted. Twice boosted, probably enough if the opponent has it, but even then, the Mud Slap would have registered, and we could have farmed down with the Dragonair, or possibly even, now, yeah, even the Empoleon, maybe, who knows, but we're going to take that game. Well played. Well played. Next battle here, Empoleon looking down the field at a Charizard. This could be bad depending on if the opponent has Dragon Breath or Ember. They do have is a Fire Spin. Alrighty then, that's Fire Spin. Unfortunately, the thing here is that Fire Spin is not Legacy, whereas Dragon Breath and Wing Attack and Ember, all of those are Legacy. If you don't have a fast TM, I mean, you kind of have to use, like an Elite Fast TM, you kind of have to use Fire Spin, you know? You don't really have an option unless you want to run Air Slash. But anyway, the opponent's running what they can here. I'm sure they probably don't have TMs, but if you are not sure what move to run on Charizard this season, you absolutely want to prioritize either Ember or Dragon Breath, depending on what your team needs as far as coverage. A lot of people probably have Dragon Breath already. Ember was never featured in a Community Day event, so it's more likely you'll have a Dragon Breath, which is perfectly fine. Dragon Breath is fantastic. Dragon Pulse is going to land. The opponent's Gastrodon goes down, and that's going to take that thing out, but the opponent gets the Credilli to come in, and unfortunately, not going to be able to get the farm down. Oh, man, this is unfortunate. Now the opponent is going to be going for a charge move. Does Golurk respect this Grass Knot? Does he call the Rock Tomb? The opponent going to go for the Grass Knot. We're going to be able to come in and swap to catch the Charizard's charge move. What a read. Opponent full sends the Blast Burn. That's all their energy gone. And now they're going to be going for those Fire Spins. Golurk farming up as much as it can before the opponent can get to the Air Cutter. Winning Charge Attack priority and going for the Shadow Punch. It's enough to knock out the Charizard. And now Credilli's going to go down to the Dynamic Punch. And it knows it, and the opponent concedes. And that is a good game. Well played, Drewski. Just cooking with this Dragonair today. Really fun team. I think that the Dragonair Empoleon core is very strong. Golurk in this case could be whatever you want it to be. You could put an Altaria in there and use Dragonair as your safe switch. I think that's a very good strategy as well. You just want something that he handles like fighters and fire and ground. So a flying dragon handles kind of all those things. Makes sense to me. Let me know what you guys think about this team. If you like Shadow Dragonair, or if you're digging something else with Empoleon, let me know down in the comments. Appreciate you all for watching as always. Thank you very much. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video if you enjoyed it. And if you want to support the channel, I do have Patreon. I have memberships and things, and you get really awesome Discord perks if you want to hop in the Discord and get with the community. That's amazing, by the way. Early access to my videos, teams, and all that fun stuff. Just going to show myself real quick before I say bye. Thank you as always. Yeah, bye-bye.